I heard y'all farmers was mad that Trump doing you wrong. I see y'all making these videos. Some of y'all turning your flags upside down and you saying, nah, this what you get, farmers. I'm not. And then I heard some of you farmers are actually setting other black farmers' farms on fires because you jealous of black farmers because they had to get theirs out the mud, but you need some workers on your. I just find it funny. Who y'all thought was gonna come and work on them farms now? Come on now. Who y'all thought was gonna come and get those jobs? This is what y'all wanted because y'all wanted to vote for Trump blindly for absolutely no reason. And guess what? This is what you get. So now a lot of y'all businesses are going out of business. You farmers are crying. You're mad. And guess what? I find it very beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing that you guys are getting finessed. It is hilarious to me. It is hilarious to me.
So a lot of people may have missed it, but have y'all seen this? So first, let me describe what you're seeing. What you are seeing is a protest by Maine farmers. These are people, by and large, who voted for and supported Donald Trump. While Kamala won the state of Maine, and she won it by not the margins that you would typically see when there was a...
We need the real workers back.
I know, I'm so lazy.
Trump, bring them back. We'll pay double.
Clear difference between what Donald Trump was saying and what Kamala was saying. He won, Donald Trump won this specific district where there is a significant population of rural voters and farmers. So this is how the news in Maine explained this situation.
The Department of Agriculture has angered those who work on small farms across the state.
Political reporter Kate McCusker heard from Maine's farmers who gathered to protest in Augusta today.
With some arriving on tractors and one even carrying a bucket of manure, today Maine farmers gathering to protest recent cuts by the Trump administration. Several farmers from across the state spoke out against recent cuts by the U.S. Department of Agriculture to school lunch programs and food banks. They say federal funding is crucial for small farmers to sustain their business. Some say they've already invested money that the federal government had promised to reimburse them for, or have signed contracts to support them. And overall, they say the uncertainty and confusion is hurting the industry.
This is not a partisan issue for me. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a Mainer who thinks we need farms and farmers to feed people in our state.
So Maine farmers, help me to do the math here. 1 + 1 = 2. The sky is what color? Blue. If someone tells you who they are, it's best you believe them. Donald Trump said that these were the things that he was going to do. And he did them. He talked about tariffs and he talked about cutting the Department of Agriculture. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. This is your around and find out moment. Just enjoy it. Take it like a man or woman. You voted for this. This is exactly what you deserve.
Girl. I need your help to save my farm and many other farms. I want to give you guys an update on what we figured out with our contractor NRCS. So to give you some backstory, if you haven't watched the previous video, please go out, watch that previous video I've got on there. We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program.
Oh no, this is so sad. There are a bunch of white Texas farmers who are losing their farms right now because guess what? 100% of their workforce vanished. Wow. So all those people, who got eyes called on them, they were working on the farms. So now that they're gone, they cannot sustain the farms. You know what's crazy about this video? Because I talked about this like 2 months ago when Trump brought over all these South Afrikaners farm people, where we find out that they were not really even farmers. And I was talking about this and found out that a few of our dear white farmers here had started losing their farms because of promises that were made to them and was not kept by this administration. So now it's trickling down to some other farmers because now their workforce, they're gone. And I was seeing somewhere where somebody came over, and it was a Caucasian man. He came over from Twitter, and he was like, y'all, a lot of these farmers, white farmers, they thought that black people were going to come and work for their farms. There's a lot going on in this country right now. You know, us heading into possibly World War II. But this is a conversation just to kind of talk about right now, that people are kind of seeing I guess, what's the word? I can't even find the word, but the decisions that they made, they are coming back to hunt them. Let's just say that. So sorry to hear this, but yeah. So I do hope that some of these Native Americans that did lose their lands, that they do get back some of these farms that are being lost.
So as white farmers across America declare bankruptcy, shut down farms, cry for government bailing, black farmers are thriving. No wonder their silence. This is because black farmers have been adapting and surviving outside of a racist system since 1619. The truth lies in over 400 years of survival, resistance, and brilliance. So they have learned to turn struggle into strength. While white farmers depend heavily on government subsidies, crop insurance, and bank loans, black farmers relied on innovation, community, and sheer endurance.
I will go into a farm. And those guys working there for 10, 15 years. No problem. The farmers know we're going to put this called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility, where they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years, and all of a sudden, so I have a great, Ron does and Christy does. We have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go. They can be here legally. They can pay taxes and everything. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to run your farm.
I'm a supporter of President Donald Trump. Voted for him in this election and the last, and the one prior to that. However, President Trump is about to allow JBS, the world's most corrupt beef organization, to become publicly traded in America. President Donald Trump will be the president that allows for the complete destruction of the small, independent family farms and cattle ranches if he allows this to go through. The SEC has already approved it. Now we're just waiting a mere few days for them to allow it on the stock exchange. And what's concerning is we haven't heard a word from the Secretary of Agriculture about this. We haven't heard any of the large
millionaires, billionaires,
cattle organizations that represent cattlemen speak out about this.
Yeah, you're not going.
They claim to represent cattlemen. The truth is they only represent the big guys. They're bought and paid for by the same organizations, JBS, Cargill, Tyson, National Beef, all the collusion that's happening.
Collusion.
Go do a very simple search and you'll see the millions and millions and tens upon millions of dollars that these companies have been ordered to pay for collusion and price fixing.
And you knew about it.
Which has cost us our family farms and ranches.
We're going to lose the
and
farm.
What that costs us as the people who aren't family farms and ranches is a stable food system.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a supporter of many of the other things that Trump is doing, anything else in the world that we're working to accomplish and achieve doesn't matter when you have famine and you starve to death.
Wow.
So, Mr.
Now you're
President,
worried about famine and
I love
food
you, appreciate you. It is our job as citizens
and
to
you're
hold you
still
accountable.
Supporting the asshole.
And whoever you've got in your circle, they ain't speaking truth because you're about to put us in a whole world of hurt.
They're not listening to you, buddy.
Folks, I need you to share this. This is
I'm going to share it. Oh, yeah, I'm sharing it.
We've only got a mere few days, and we need millions of people to put pressure to stop this.
Stop from taking my farm.
It'll be a much harder fight to come back from.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Shake the hand to feed you.
Yeah.
Oh, you cities in America
Oh, you didn't think you farmers would be touched by your fallen angel up in D.C. And you're still calling out your Lord and Sataner. Hey, dude, he's not listening. He doesn't give a flying. He's used y'all up already. Yeah, but your bros up in D.C. will be happy to snatch up your land when you have to foreclose, just like they're snatching up innocent people off. What I would suggest to you, keep trying to band together. You know, the way the folks band together back in the day to help raise barns. But you keep working hard now to try to make your country a better place all of a sudden. Yeah, most of us Americans will not forgive and forget you voted for. And you're still supporting time and time again. But hey, enjoy that chapter 7, 11, or 12 bankruptcy you voted for. Yeah, and now I'm going to go watch the cult classic Children of the Corn and think of you, Malachi. Yeah, if you know, you know. Y'all have a good day now, okay?
Adam Schiff spoke with a farmer who said that 20 of his workers did not show up because they fear Trump's immigration checkpoints. Look at this.
Iowa Bar farmer Joe Del Bosque told the senator 20 of his workers haven't shown up due to fears over immigration checkpoints.
If there aren't going to be people to pick the food, it's going to go rotten in the fields, and that means that the fruit that is and vegetables that are picked, the price is going to go.
Trump pretends to be an economic genius, but I guess he doesn't understand the basic law of supply and demand. Trump's immigration raids are hurting everybody in this country, not just undocumented workers, but also the farmers that rely on them and us. American farms depend heavily on immigrant labor. Over half of all U.S. farm workers are undocumented. These people are harvesting our food for poverty-level wages and no benefits. Tell me an American who wants to work in those conditions for that level of pay. But Trump's aggressive ICE raids have undercut that workforce, leaving food rotting in the fields, food prices going up, and putting small farms at risk. This isn't just inhumane, it's bad economics. These farms cannot function without workers. Trump's raids are not solving any problems, they're just creating new ones. If we really care about food security and fair treatment, we need immigration reform, not political theater.
First off, good morning. Second off, take a look at this listing from AM/PM staffing services. This shit's crazy, right? I believe this job posting is for MAGA, the white nationalists, and everyone that want the immigrants out of the country. They want farm pickers to pick blueberries on the farm in Louisiana for $11 an hour. 9 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week in the months of May and July. Do you understand? Well, May through July. Do you understand how hot it is in Louisiana? They want to get rid of the migrants. And then they want to put a listing like this for someone to come and work. Do y'all remember when Trump said that the migrants and illegal immigrants that was taking black jobs? These are the type of jobs that he was talking about. This is how they figured that black people should be working like slaves. You know what I'm saying? Cause right now, doing that kind of work and that kind of heat for that kind of pay, that's slave labor right there, bro. That's some labor. I mean, that is really jobs for some disenfranchised people in this country. And believe it or not, this is what they want us as black people to be doing. But the thing about it is, we're not doing stuff like this. This is why they're trying to get rid of the education system or downgrade the education system, defund it, defund the job corps and shit like that, because we as a people, black people, are rising up above the oppression and fighting back against the oppression by getting more well educated daily. We are getting more well educated. We are starting our own businesses, doing our own thing, not having to work for a mediocre supervisor when we know that we are better than them. You know what I mean? So I think it's time for MAGA the white nationalists, the proud American first people, step up. Go ahead and step up. Take this job right here. Go help out your fellow farmers, your fellow Americans that need the help right now. Y'all want everything done in America. There you go. Buy Americans. There you go. Go do this.
John, I ran into you in the airport.
Yes.
What would you want to tell white farmers about what's going on for black farmers?
Don't block the debt relief, man. Black farmers have been waiting for this money for 40 years. You need our land the same way you need yours. And most of you guys have received debt relief. We've never received it. Don't block it and put a report. And matter of fact, support black farmers getting debt relief. It's not over. I love you guys, man. I love all farmers. We need your support.
All farmers need to stick together.
Morning, y'all. Just like you see behind me, Texas has a storm brewing ahead of us for Texas agriculture. We made a quick video here. We hope you check it out, like it, let us know what you think about it. Share it, please, and help us keep ranching.
Texas, the Lone Star State, known for its wide open spaces, rugged landscapes, and its proud history rooted in agriculture. It's no wonder Texas is experiencing unprecedented growth. With cities expanding, infrastructures developing, and industries emerging, it's clear that progress is necessary. But we must also remember the foundation on which this great state was built: agriculture. Prop 1 will do just that.
It aims to strike a balance between urbanization and agriculture. This bill would protect the rights of all Texans, allowing them to continue their operations without unnecessary restrictions.
So what does voting yes for Prop 1 mean for Texans?
Voting yes for Proposition 1 means protection for my hay fields, which gives me adequate time to move, store, and bale my hay, which provides feed for my cattle, which also puts beef on your family's table.
Dust is a part of all aspects of agriculture. Farmers don't really like it either. But from planting to harvest, it's only a few days per year. By voting yes for Prop 1, you will ensure that farmers can continue to grow crops to feed your family.
I'm a fifth-generation farmer. My family has farmed this land since 1855. And yes, there's been a lot of changes since then. The hard, back-breaking manual labor has been replaced with technology. And yet there's one thing that hasn't changed, and that's the dedication and pride that we have as we produce our crops and our livestock. So I ask you to vote for Proposition 1 in November. It gives you, the general public, access to safe and affordable and abundant food that is the envy of the world.
Voting yes to Prop 1 will safeguard the rights of responsible landowners to engage and improve agricultural practices. It acknowledges their contributions to our state's economy and ensures that future generations of Texas farm and ranch families, like ours, can continue our legacy as agricultural producers. Texas agriculture is something worth preserving.
As this great state continues to grow, Prop 1 will protect the balance between progress and tradition.
Together, let's make sure the Lone Star State remains a beacon of agricultural excellence for generations to come.
The right to farm is right for Texas. Vote yes for Prop 1. Political advertising authorized by the Right to Farm Texas PAC.
It's troubling to hear people say that they're going to burn down the farms of Black farmers. Now, you all have benefited from corporate welfare tremendously. Black farmers were denied that benefit. Yet, as we always do, we pressed on, and we did the best that we could to make those farms work without the benefits that you all were afforded. Now, you made the choice to vote for Donald Trump. That didn't work out in your favor. Your choice to vote for Donald Trump didn't work out in your favor, right? I'm just thinking about this. Your choice didn't work out in your favor. Your corporate welfare was done away with. So your farm Now, not only was your corporate welfare done away with, your farm workers were taken from you by ICE. You lost money. Your farm is no more. So now you think it's fair to burn down the farm of the black farmer that has struggled on his own to make his farm work. See, black people, we survived slavery, we survived Jim Crow, we survived sharecropping, we survived the civil rights movement. We're surviving now. But you feel it's fair. See, this is what y'all did in Tulsa and so many other places too. Black people have continuously pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps. We've never. Now, y'all came into this country. You generated wealth by stealing the land from the natives, who just happen to be my folks too. Yeah. Which
So there's reports coming out right now about farms in Texas losing nearly 100% of their staff due to immigrant workers not turning up because of fear of the ICE raids. So let's talk about that. Texas farms generate around $32 billion a year in revenue for the state, huge, valuable, and there's around 100,000 and there's hundreds of thousands of farm workers in Texas. And around 20-30% of those are foreign born, and around 17% of those are undocumented. So there's a lot of immigrants and a substantial number of undocumented immigrants. Now, the ICE raids have caused people to stay at home because of the fear that they're going to get deported. This means that farms are losing their staff. Some dairies have lost half their works overnight. That's halts milk operations and also means the herds are being tended to. But it's not 100% of staff because less than 30% are immigrants in the first place. So we need to clarify 2 points. First of all, it is an issue because farms require a lot of manual labour. And even if you're losing 10% of the staff, that's going to be a bigger impact, but it's not 100%. Now, the reason it's a problem right now is this harvest is going on right now. So it's the winter wheat harvest, so it's plants that winter, gets harvested now, and around 50% of wheat would be harvested right now. And it's a critical phase. That's not going to happen if the staff aren't there. You then got a lot of fruit being harvested right now, cantaloupes, watermelons, peaches, plums, blackberries. They're all being harvested right now in either central or northern Texas. And these delays could either cause a loss of the crop or a reduced quality and therefore reduced revenue for the farmers. So it's actually quite a big issue. There's also secondary effects. The hay and silage is having troubles being harvested. That means there's going to be a long tail impact because the lack of hay now is going to impact the feed supplies later on. You've also got problems with logistics, so haulage, delivery, and then food processing plants. So think about abattoirs, etc. If the immigrant workers don't turn up for that either, you're not going to be able to get the food processed even once it is going from the farm to the factory. So this is quite a big issue. Not 100% of staff, but it is a significant percentage of staff, which is going to impact food supplies.
Next up on the FAFO tour, Texas farmers. One day, these farms in Texas had hundreds of workers tending the fields and the livestock. And the very next day, all of those workers are gone. That's what has happened in Texas. And entire fields of crops are being left to rot because there's no one to pick them. Livestock, like dairy cows, that have to be milked twice a day when they're lactating, there's no one to tend to them. These farms are going to go under. And it's not going to just affect Texas farmers. This is going to affect the breadbasket of the nation very soon. Most of these farmers voted for the felon in chief. And now they are reaping what they have sown, quite literally. Is America great yet? And all of these red-faced conservative MAGA folk who have complained for years about these illegal immigrants are taking our jobs. It's funny, they're not lining up to go work out in these fields for that low pay out in the hot sun. And what's unspoken is many of these farmers and many of these racists thought that we black Americans were going to rush out there because they have come to believe their own racist stereotypes and lies about black people. And they did. They thought we were going to line up to go work in those fields. Ha ha, tricks are for kids. Our ancestors already been there and done that, and they were not paid at all. They were forced to work in fields, whipped and tortured. This is a new day. And so I suggest everyone who has ever complained about illegal immigrants taking our jobs, you get you some 100 SPF sunscreen and get your ass out there in the fields if you want produce, period, in your grocery stores. And think about this. This is going to have a ripple effect. Think about all the businesses that are vendors and customers of these farms. There's no one to buy fertilizer, farm implements, pesticides. Many restaurants that are farm to table, where they're going to get their meat and their produce. Racism is expensive, and it is going to be the ruin of this nation. It's already playing out. So again, I ask, MAGA, are we great again yet? And when are y'all gonna go out to Texas and all these other areas that need work and start working the fields, since you're a patriotic American? I'm waiting to see when that's going to happen, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.